What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Trees Company. Me this time, my own thing. I've gotten super into F1 lately. So I'm going to play a little bit of F1 and talk about the race that happened today, which was the Hungarian race on the 23rd of July. So it was really exciting. But I've got Big Bert and Mike here because they're going to ask me questions about it because this is all new. So I'm going to figure out how to do this whole thing. And I'm going to play this season's F1 game while I answer questions.
We are here to guide her so she gets comfortable, and this can be her solo game. So hello, everybody who are fans of the F1. We hope you're here to enjoy the insight and the history of Chauncey's F1 experience.
And
So,
don't worry, I'll bring all the depth of my knowledge also.
which is none.
Well,
Same with me. But I made a paper of questions.
At
Question
this
number
point, brought
one.
notes.
Yep. I'm getting brownie points for the
Holy.
girlfriend. Oh god, this is in depth with this. Look at that thing. Okay, question number one. How was the race?
The race today was really awesome. It really, the awesomeness started pre-race yesterday with qualifying. So qualifying yesterday, we get out, and I think it's this season, everybody in qualifying, all the teams, all the cars, they're all really, really close. Yesterday, they were less than
Holy
0.5 of a second from each other between first and I think 15th place. It was wild. So these guys, it was 0.003 of a second between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, and it was Lewis Hamilton's first pole position since 2021 when he lost to Max in the World Championship. So it was absolutely insane. And I think a lot of people thought yesterday, because Hamilton got pole one, that meant that he was gonna do something today, and qualifying does not mean anything for the races, absolutely nothing. And I think
so for a couple people who, in case we have any audience that haven't seen F1, what's qualifying and what's P1 and all that?
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of stuff.
Everybody,
okay.
every race, the position order is different. It's dependent on qualifying. So basically, the racers go out there and they have qualifying 1, 2, and 3. So qualifying 1, all the racers are out there. Everybody is. And they're trying to set the fastest lap. The fastest 15 cars, fastest 15 racers go out, because there's only 20 people that are out there. Fastest 15 make it through to Q2. And so the bottom 5 positions are set. And then you'll have Q2, the top 1 through 15, and they're trying to set the fastest lap. And then they'll drop the bottom 5 of that. So now positions 11 through 20 are set. And then you have the last 10, and the last 10 are trying to vie for the top 3 positions. And so position 1 is pole, or P1. And then you have P1, 2, and 3. Those are the ones that everybody really wants, because that's the podium.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody.
And then Hamilton. Hamilton. I mean, that's the guy that he's the car whisperer, right? He's one of the most successful drivers of all time, right?
No, he's the swimmer.
Okay, well, so he's the most successful in modern F1.
Yeah, because I think Schumacher is still probably the
Schumacher
most.
still holds a lot of records. But Lewis Hamilton he's got the highest number of starts, and he's got the highest ever points. He's got some crazy achievements under his belt. He's got 7 world championship titles. and that's nothing to like sniff at. And I think like 6 of them were in a row with Mercedes.
So then, how big of a deal do you think it is that he was P1 and then ended like 4th this race?
I think that shows the difference between qualifying. I know. I think that's just the difference between qualifying and
actually having other people on the. So when they're qualifying, is everybody on the track, or just like one at a time making?
Oh
the
yeah,
fastest
everybody's
time?
everybody's on the track at the same time, and so
Okay.
some of the racers will be on. It's called a flying lap, and that's when they're trying to like set their time, and they'll be on an out lap, and that's when they're passive, they're out there, they're trying to keep the tires warm, and they're supposed to let everybody pass them that's on a flying lap. So they have their engineer on the radio talking in their ear like the whole time.
Cool.
But I think back to your question about Hamilton, like Hamilton's a good racer, but the reason that Verstappen always comes out,
and that's who's
like,
that? That's
so he's the current
Red
world
Bull
champion.
guy.
He's the Red Bull guy.
He's the one that just won, right?
He proves that when you drink
today,
it, you get the wings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it gives you wings. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, so he's Red Bull's driver. They've got 2 drivers. So every team has 2 drivers. They have two people out there at all time, and there's 10 teams. So 20
How many laps
drivers.
is one of these things? Like
26,
regularly?
I believe.
I mean, I think the one that
20?
I'm doing is like 20, but
Is that a normal amount for a race like that?
So today's race was 70 laps. So the way that they set it is there's like a set distance that they're supposed to. It's like 304 kilometers or 306 kilometers is how far they need to drive, and so they'll do as many laps as it takes to do that around the track.
What's the point of setting a distance versus laps? Isn't that kind of the same?
Well, no, because every track has a different distance around it.
Yeah, it's not like NASCAR where it's all.
Oh my god, we're getting squirrely.
In a different location. It's every single track is laid out differently. Oh, you're getting passed.
I didn't know there was a friend.
Clownson.
I didn't know you had friends.
Wait, you were first this entire time? How the fuck were you first this entire time? You're going off track left and right.
Actually, this is like a practice session.
Oh, okay.
I set it up for like a full weekend, so like this is like a practice session, and I had fastest lap.
Oh god! Oh god!
Oh Jesus! Don't hit the numbers.
I know the chicane right there is brutal.
It's so what's your ass?
Your favorite team is Red Bull though, right?
Yeah, my favorite team is the Red Bull team. I think that there's just like this like what am I doing? I don't know
what you're doing.
I think there's this tenacity that Red Bull has that a lot of the other teams like don't have. Like Red Bull is like, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna set the world record and everything because I flippin' can't. Like that's Red Bull's attitude, and I love that. Right?
What they broke a record today, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They broke a record today. So they were tied for most consecutive team wins at 11, and today they won their 12th. So they had 12 consecutive team wins now. And I mean, that's awesome. They have the world record fastest pit stop. And when they broke that world record, Mercedes got super petty and was like, FIA, which is the guys that like regulate the whole thing, they're like, you need to investigate Red Bull. I think they're doing some practices here that are not safe. And like FIA investigated them and was like, yeah, you need to change some of these things that you're doing in your pit stops. And like every time Red Bull gets an under 2-second pit stop, like today they had a 1.9 pit stop. Red Bull did, and Mercedes was kind of upset about it. And it's like, why? Why are you upset?
Well, because they didn't do it.
Because they can't do it. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's
So what is the controversy thing here then? Is this what you're talking about? Or you said there was some controversy
Holy.
before this started. Is that about that whole pit stop
okay.
thing?
So there was this controversy about it was actually with the Ferrari team this morning.
Mhm.
Oh shit!
What is
Oh, that guy's bumping you.
No way you
McLaren?
got bonked.
No, she's trying to up. She's focusing, getting
Oh
her
yeah, now
getting
now
her
she
lead
got.
first.
Oh god!
Like
Oh fuck!
Oh god, you can't get inside.
no. Okay. So the whole thing this morning.
Oh shit! Oh shit! You're about to go flying.
She's getting squirrely.
You had Ferrari this morning. So there were two things. So the first turn, I think, is always the most like amazing because you have all 20 cars, like they all rocket out and they all bunch up on top of each other, and they're trying to like make massive leaps
They're
in
trying
position.
to inch in that.
In-
that jump straight ahead.
you don't just make like inches. You make full leaps and bounds in the first 1 to 2 turns. It's crazy. And the craziest things happen there. Like, you have people that go off track, you have people that do all kinds of crazy stuff, and
Oh,
it's wild.
Maybe you'll
So-
demonstrate it in this video. Jesus.
And your sponsor
You're
is
cutting,
ran
you're cutting
over.
some
I'm
corners.
sorry.
You're supposed to get in the apex there. What are you doing? Oh.
I know. I was doing so good and now I'm not.
Yeah. I just love how in real Formula One cars, and I only know this because of Top Gear and Grand Tour, of you have to be going fast enough for the brakes to work.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like, you
Well, I
have to
think
be fucking
this has-
hauling ass just to be able to stop.
So there's some, like, stats.
So this
Ah,
game
the
is almost like
stats.
supposed to like actually
Oh,
train people
God.
to really race these races and these cars.
It is. And, like, there's different sims. So Max Verstappen,
You get real squirrely on the
favorite.
straightaway.
Mm-hmm.
he actually, like, he's known for like getting out of a race and then getting like immediately on the sim, on a simulator, and he plays this. But he
Hey,
won't-
that's
there's
me.
big-
I know. The AI like pulls people from my like friends and stuff. So like,
Oh,
there's,
there
like,
he is.
a definite turtle
He
out
got
here.
beat by Rob, and he doesn't even know what he's doing.
I'm hauling ass.
There he is. That's fucking hilarious. I did not expect to see that. I don't know. All right, so the controversy, the two things.
So, coming out the first lap this morning, Zhao, who races for Alfa Romeo, he hit Daniel Ricciardo in the AlphaTauri car. Daniel Ricciardo bumped into the back of one of the Alpine cars, and both Alpine cars crashed into each other. The one went over the top of the other, and they smashed each other. And Alpine was out before they were even outside the first lap. So, outside the first turn. So that was absolutely ridiculous. And so, oh my gosh, like, it's a beautiful, beautiful
Right.
wreck. Oh my gosh. And like, at first, like, everybody thought it was like Daniel Ricciardo's fault. And Daniel Ricciardo this was his first race after like retiring, air quotes. So Daniel Ricciardo, in my opinion, total idiot.
He's out. He's out the door, so he just nothing to lose. Just fucking.
No, actually,
Goes
so
for
Daniel
it?
Ricciardo,
Or he's just a bad driver.
he's just a dumb person. Like, he was racing for Red Bull back in 2018, and his contract is up for renewal. They gave him everything he wanted, and he turned it down to go race for Renault. And like, I don't know
Makers of the
why.
Renault Clio.
I don't know why he decided to do that, because the Red Bull car was having issues with its Renault engines.
Oh shit!
It's
Oh,
white as
shit.
fuck,
He decided
baby.
to go race for Renault. So it's like, what the heck, guy? Like, that doesn't make sense. And so he raced for Renault for 2 years. They weren't happy. He wasn't happy. And then he raced for McLaren for 2 years. And McLaren did not renew him, and they brought in a rookie instead this season, and he was out of a seat for 2023. And then Red Bull got rid of one of their rookies in their sister team, and now he raced today for his sister team, which he swore that he would not go back to. And so today was like his debut back after being gone. And so everybody thought that this crash was his fault. It was not. It was Zhao. It was Zhao, and then it was like a mess. So that was crazy.
I saw a guy's one of their shoes fell off. He was just going, one of his shoes just straight fell off in the back. I don't remember who it was, but I saw it. It was like a back left tire, and this man was just or back right, and he was just driving, and it fell right the hell off.
Oh damn!
The other crazy The other crazy thing that happened this morning was Charles Leclerc. So it looks like Charles, but it's Charles Leclerc. Races for Ferrari. He had a 9-second pit stop. Like, he went in, and like 5 of those seconds was a penalty. See, I got a warning for corner cutting.
I mean, you've hit that same corner like that like 4 of those laps now.
Yeah, you just don't quite know the track yet. It's fine.
You'd think by like 9.
Okay, so he's got a penalty for.
So he had a penalty this morning. Oh goodness, what did he do? I think it was track limits. I think he had exceeded track limits. He had a 5-second penalty. He goes and
I
he
thought there was like
serves
a speed. Yeah, you said something about a speed of.
Oh yeah, and then he had a second 5-second penalty at the end of the race. So the first one, he goes into the pit and he has to like serve this penalty, and then he's got, and like his pit crew was super slow, and then he goes back into pit a second time at the end of the race, and he's like, he gets caught for like speeding in the pit, which was hilarious because Lando Norris was not much slower than him, but did not get penalized for speeding. And then it just like, he just got like his butt handed to him like 6 aways from Sunday, for trying to do better than his teammate. It was just absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and like you kind of have to feel bad for the guy because like he's truly just trying to like do his best.
What's the percent on your tire? Does that mean how shit they are? Oh god.
She's trying to find her way back to it.
Oh, no.
Shit.
Oh no!
Oh god! Oh! Rob, stop asking questions.
I'm
He's
sorry,
trying to
I didn't mean it.
Stop. What are you doing?
You don't have any heat in them. That's what's happening.
Oh! Well, that's more helpful than backing up like a shameful human being. That's
like
fine.
Mario Kart.
At least it doesn't shame you that bad.
Meh.
So
do you actually know what the percentage on the tires are?
Crashed again.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that means how used/shit they're becoming, right?
I guess.
How worn they're becoming.
So I don't know shit about this. What does it matter when my tires need to be warm or cold? What the hell?
So
that's the engineering of the car, and Chauncey can explain.
That's part of it. So like the rubber on the tires is a special compound, and if it's cold, so they're slick tires. If they're cold, you won't have any traction or grip. So like these are white on the inside. These are hard tires, and I think, can I go into the pit? Let's find out. See if I can go into the pit.
So you saw in the beginning that there was those like blankets and circular things on it that people came off the tires. That was them warming it up so it would have traction when she goes off.
What the hell?
Yeah. It is a whole engineering and team effort to get these things to run
Fucking
run
put a
So, like,
jacket
to-
on my
at the beginning.
tires.
So like today, the track was so dirty. Max was in first, and he was out in first by like 70 seconds, like 30 plus seconds, and like at the end it was like a crazy number. Is it the pit stop? Pits are close. He was way out in front, and so he's picking up like the dirty parts of the track, and his. See, here's the pit.
Oh! You're hauling ass. What are you doing?
Trying
What?
to tell it to break. Oh no, I'm not in control.
Oh my god! I thought
Yeah.
you took that for holy.
Oh my god, they're so slow. What are they doing?
Yeah, do you do something?
Oh,
Can you
they're
do
backing
something
you
to
up
pick them
inside.
up? Is this just you saying you're done? It didn't actually
Yeah,
Oh.
you got put inside.
You know. Well, I thought it was in practice. I didn't think I was like.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely yeah.
Oh, they're up there. See, you see they're putting the things back on the tire.
So
Oh,
there's...
you've done 8 of 20 of those laps total, so you just can just keep going. Okay,
Okay.
interesting. So what's the? Hate to be that guy. Why are they using like the nerd version of a gaming controller?
So they're changing different things on the engine all the time. And there's a wing in the back that they can also see the wing control up there on the far left. They have all their gear changes and everything are on.
Shit, that boy comes
All
out.
of it's on the controller. There's not actually. So like so there's all kinds of controls on the controller. On their steering wheel.
Well, I will.
Mm-hmm.
They can see like engine readouts and junk, like a whole bunch of stuff.
And the lights above the wheel are supposed to be like her rev and gear change acknowledgements.
I saw that. I was
Yeah, that's just like a visual for me, but there's one like that on the steering wheels for like the real racers and stuff. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's like a dashboard lineup, but that's essentially what it looks like for them. It's just actually in the car, not a VR thing in their helmet.
Yeah.
All right, so kind of getting into that, into the car nonsense. So driver aside, who has the best car in your opinion? Oh, I just passed you.
I really do think that Red Bull has the best car this season. They came out with some new rules about aerodynamics in the last 2 years, and I think that's why the Red Bull car is doing so well in the races on race day as opposed to like on qualifying day, because the Red Bull car is designed to be aggressive on race day. It's designed to get out there and get in front of people and to be all around good. Everybody's trying to design like a fast car, and they didn't. They designed a car that's really good at passing everybody else. And they're good at it. So we saw like Perez, the second Red Bull driver, he crashed at Monaco a couple weeks ago, and they had to be craned off the track, and we saw like the bottom of the car. They've completely rethought aerodynamics, and I think it's absolutely amazing, the stuff that they've done with the aerodynamics of the car. It's really, really awesome. And I think for that reason, they're the best. And I mean, it shows. In the Constructors' Championship, they're like 200 points ahead of everybody else. I told you to brake.
We're going fast enough to brake.
Oh shit.
Apparently not.
Okay. So, cars aside, then, who's the best driver?
Oh, I think Max, because he is the most aggressive out there. Like, he's always out there to be the best. And I feel like a lot of the other drivers are out there to not lose position. And I think that's a mindset thing. And it is a different mindset to go out there to be the best versus just to not lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you don't think like Lewis Hamilton in the Red Bull car would be better? You think it's
No.
the pairing is spot on?
I do think the pairing is very good. And I think it really is like I think a lot of it's like a mindset, right? Like Max has this mindset. There's this great clip of Max. I think it's this season. And he's like
Don't worry about it.
he's like
Just get back in a better mindset, and then you'll be okay.
yeah. He's like
Man, one of these days
Max,
you're gonna nail one of these corners.
I know.
I mean, oh, that one. See, no, you're getting close to okay at the corner.
Oh shit.
His engineer is like, okay, Max, you've gotten your third warning for track limits. You've just gotten a black flag. You need to keep it within the lines. He's like, you've got like so many seconds to the guy behind you. There's no reason to push. And he's like, okay. And then he comes on and he's like, what's the fastest lap? And they're like, Checo, but with like new softs. And he's like, and they give like Checo's time, like 16.6. And he's like, what was my time? 17 and some change. And he's like, okay. And then the next lap, he sets like the fastest lap for the race. And he beats Checo by like 0.3. And it's just like that's Max's mindset is I'm going to go out there and I'm going to be the fucking best because I can. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Okay. So, results of today's race. I mean, I saw a bunch of extra points and stuff. Red Bulls, because you said still in the lead and world champion. Do you think these results change anything? Do you think Red Bull's got this whole thing in the bag? What are your predictions for next race, for the whole season? What do you as the now expert F1 of Trees company? What are you predicting for anyone who watches to go out and put bets on? What do you think is going to happen?
I think McLaren's going to make a comeback.
The McLaren.
I think that McLaren's going to come up past Ferrari, and I think they can give Mercedes, who's number 2 right now in the constructors, I think they can give Mercedes a run for their money. With their latest
So who's
updates.
who's Red Bull then?
Red Bull's number 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they're not nobody's coming close. They have they have over 480 points, and the next highest group is Mercedes at like I think 200, maybe under 200.
So you're really just describing what you think the race for second's going to be.
Yeah, I mean nobody's going to beat them in first. Nobody. It's almost impossible.
Okay, so so what is this Constructor Cup thing? Is that the name of the competition they're doing right now?
So there are 2 competitions happening at the same time. You have the championship driver. So across the board, all the drivers are beating against each other, and they each have individual points. And at the same time, those points count for their team. So both drivers have to do well for their team
to get
that. So that's the constructors.
Are you about to pass me? Club. Who's that?
I don't know. I think it's JR Racing.
I say, come on, video game Mike, you can do it. Come on, you know you have to do those corners better than Chauncey. Okay, so yeah, so they got it. Both tires got to do well to get points for the team.
Yeah, so like in 2021, when Lewis Hamilton lost the drivers' championship, Mercedes still won the constructors' championship, but they didn't win the world. He didn't win the individual world championship. Max did.
So what is the world championship? Is that just based on driver?
That is just drivers.
Okay.
So Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen in 2021, they were both like really on top of each other. Like they were trading back individual 1 to 5 points between the two of them, all the way to the last race, and Max won the last race, and he
Okay.
took home more points. But Mercedes overall still had more points than Red Bull between Verstappen and his number 2, which was Perez, and Hamilton and his number 2, which was Bottas.
You do a lot of turns that just aren't there.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of turns on the straightaways.
You know what?
It's like
It's
there's
like
a fucking raccoon
overcorrecting.
on the thing.
Oh my gosh. Oh, these controls fucking suck.
Quit trying to play with your computer and drive. Get off the phone, Chauncey.
Oh,
You're not supposed to text and drive.
No.
So how do you know if you won or not? You still got
No.
what, 6 more laps, and then
Well, this is supposed to just like be like a practice. So like I don't know how to like stop it.
To
But
do
you-
an actual race.
well, I
No.
thought this was a race. You're on 14. I don't know how many you're supposed to do.
20.
Oh, that's that corner you like.
So is there anything else
Oh, what an
about this
asshole.
race you want to highlight? Anything else happen? Anything that you just really liked? And what?
Okay, this particular race, so there were, I think Daniel Ricciardo showed that he is capable of. Big Bert just set the fastest lap.
Oh!
I think
He's driving like Larry.
Pick me up, McLary's.
Daniel Ricciardo showed he is totally capable. Did you see that? He just cut me off.
What a guy.
Pits. Why
So she's gotta catch up to
why
him.
are you accelerating?
Swam.
See, you're supposed to like change my tires. What are you doing?
They're
They're
taking you
up.
back into the pit.
Apparently. Daniel Ricciardo, I think, showed that he is perfectly capable of outperforming his teammate, Yuki Tsunoda. I think that's like good and bad. Good for him, bad for Yuki. Okay. So good for Daniel. Then I think beyond the Max
Swim.
and Hamilton thing, I think Russell did a great job. That is Hamilton's new number 2 this season. Oh, last season and this season. Russell did really well. He started back of the grid in like P18 and he jumped way up the board and made it into the points. So that was pretty awesome. Perez did the same thing, the number 2 for Red Bull, which he really needed to do. He needed to show that he was totally capable of performing well, and he went up. He did his job. He's supposed to be up there to play like defense for Verstappen when Verstappen is vulnerable. And he did that today. He went up from P9, he made it to Q3, he made it all the way to the end. And I thought that was pretty awesome. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, their battle for second, third, and fourth today was also fantastic. I think that they really showed the quality that they are, like, as drivers, and that McLaren did an excellent job grabbing both of them their rookie years, respectively. I think that was really good for both of them. And Lando getting on the podium twice in a row at Silverstone, and then now today at Hungaroring. I think that was really awesome.
So podium is just 1 through 3, right?
Yeah, 1 through 3.
Okay, so Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last. How relevant is that in F1? Like, at what point, at what place do teams just go, oh fuck? I mean, I understand everyone wants to be first, but
When you're anything less than 10, if you're 1 through 10, you're in the points. But I mean, if you're 6 through 10, you're talking about, I think, like 1 through 5, like for points. Like it's like almost so little points, like it doesn't really matter. Especially if you're one of the bigger teams. Like first place gets like 25 points. I think second place gets like 20 or 18. And then it slides down further from there. But if you finish 11 through 20, you get nothing. So, and it's huge when you place somewhere outside of like where you should be. Like Red Bull's sister team, AlphaTauri. When they place anything above 15, it's like a miracle. So Daniel Ricciardo today making 13th was pretty fantastic, especially after his wreck in the beginning. And especially after some of like the pit stop issues that he had today. I think that was really awesome and showed the quality.
I think it's funny how Mario Kart is correct. How 1 through 8 you get points, and everything after that doesn't matter. Just saying.
yeah, Mario Kart learned it from
Mario
F1.
Kart did it right, baby.
Learned it from watching you. Yeah, so okay, so before season starts, I'm guessing, teams have a pretty good idea of where they're gonna end up and where they want to stride. Is every single team striding for first, or someone's gonna be like, okay, we're expected to be, 15, so we're shooting for 13 time, or is everyone dreaming big?
I mean, I think the racers all dream big. All the racers
Yeah.
are all like, I'm a future world champion. And it's like, are you though?
Yeah, but what did like the sponsors and the owners of the team? I mean, they clearly, I guess, probably want to dream big too, but
I don't think so. I think a lot of like the owners, like they're usually like, we were 4th this year and we'd really like to be 3rd. Like 2nd is a dream, but like 3rd would be great,
they're taking it one position at a time, kind of thing.
They really are. They really have like that mindset of like one position at a time, I think. I think that they also like always go into the season thinking like, yeah, we're gonna do really well, and then they don't.
Oh, you got fucking spun!
Jesus, like that! Oh man, what perfect timing!
He hit me.
Yo.
Yeah. Like more often than not, they come out and they're like, yeah, we're awesome, and this is where we're at, and then turns out like that's not.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm only guessing this because of the show Welcome to Wrexham. Everyone go watch on Hulu. Is there like deregulation? Like if you earn 20 and you stay in 20 or don't get so many points, do you get like kicked down to F2? Or like how does an F2 become an F1? What are the rules for getting a car into F1? Do you just pay your way in there?
It really is like paying your way in. So the teams that all.
So like Elon Musk could just kick the door in, drop some money, and have a Tesla team. If he wanted to.
But he would have to buy an existing team. So there's a limit on how many teams can be in, and so there's 10 teams, and so that's it. He would have to buy a team. So like Sauber.
Okay.
Sauber Alfa Romeo, was actually just bought by Jaguar. And so they'll be changing their branding from Alfa Romeo to Jaguar in the next couple years. So it's going to be like a whole new team.
Okay, so unless the rules change, or unless the rules change, or someone just says fuck it, we don't want to do this anymore, there's really not going to be any new teams unless you buy an existing one.
Yeah, it really is like you got to buy an existing one. And actually, I mean, that just happened in the last couple of years. One of the drivers that was out there today, Lance Stroll, his dad.
Gotta stop beating the grass, Chauncey.
I know. His dad.
Cars go good on tarmac. Who knew?
His dad bought Racing Point India. Then it was just like Racing Point, and then he's basically bought his son a seat for forever in F1. Now it's the Aston Martin team with Alonso. But I mean, he just like bought it. But that was because Racing Point was out of money. The billionaire that owned it had all of his assets like bought. So the team.
Are you at all concerned that people from Dubai are going to start their own racing competition and call it Live Racing, and that there's going to be all controversy?
Don't think so, because there's a number of like Middle Eastern racetracks that have been huge in the F1 world the last several years, and I think they're very happy with the F1 that comes to them. I don't think they're gonna start their own.
Yeah, you don't. There's no like big F1 competitor in the future.
No, I think the only other F1 competitor that there's ever been has been the one behind the Iron Curtain, the Russian F1.
Oh yeah, but that's not really a thing anymore. That was Cold War, as we know from the latest episode of the Grand Tour. Everyone go watch that too, Jeremy Clarkson. So you don't want Alpine Racing? Is that F1 team? You don't want Alpine Racing to win because Jeremy Clarkson bought them all beers, and now Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney might sponsor them?
Alpine is Renault, so I don't like them.
They are Renault, and that were bought by Jaguar.
No. That's Sauber.
Oh.
So Alpine was the Renault team.
Is that? That's me. Here I am. Yeah, fucking.
You just like lapped me.
Yeah.
Renault was. So Alpine is Renault's like supercar brand, and that's why Renault rebranded as Alpine to like promote their supercar.
Okay. Yeah, Renault is British, isn't it?
No,
is
it's
Renault
French.
British built?
It's
French.
Okay. And it's French owned.
Okay.
So like the French people own it. Bye everybody. Catch us next time. Mike is gonna ask me some more questions. Talk some more, and I'm gonna see if I can actually get it into a race. Next time. Please.
Oh fuck.
That was fucking hilarious.